Hey guys, it's Megan. So when I upload videos to you guys, I use the YouTube the capture video that they have where you can you just record the video, it captures it, you take it and you upload it. I never can really edit. So a lot of times when I'm filming these, I'll start talking to you and then I'll mess up, so instead of keep going, I stop the videos and I start them over, which means when that happens, sometimes when I think I've talked to you about something I might not have, or you don't see all my blunders, because I know you see some of them. I don't edit them because I don't know how to. I know there's some programs I could probably get to do that. I'm not equipped to know how to do that at this point. Yeah, this might be my third or fourth attempt just to get one video out today, so just bear with me, and if sometimes I say I made a reference to another video, chime in and tell me that I didn't talk about that or something, or ask me to talk about that, and I will. I noticed this morning that my numbers have gone up a little bit, that more of you guys are watching my videos, so thank you, and I would love some feedback. The only feedback I've gotten so far was somebody asking me to watch their videos, so I did. But beyond that, I don't really have much feedback. Today is a fairly chill day. There was a lot of hustle and bustle yesterday, so today it's kind of like a take it easy day. Unfortunately, it's a Tuesday, so most people who work during the week and had yesterday off have to go back to work today. Excuse me. Although the ones that maybe weren't off yesterday, excuse me, could be off today. I don't know how anybody's work schedule works anymore. I follow a couple people's, but it's hard sometimes. I know it is. So, oops. Sorry, I just knocked the computer. I didn't mean to do that. Let's see. What's going on? What's going on? I read an interesting article online about this couple who are just celebrating their 100th grandchild. They had, several kids who've had kids, and their grandkids who've had kids, and this baby that was born, I believe they said it was April, was their 100th. And I thought, when I read the article and I saw the headline for it, I thought it meant these people had, maybe they had like 20 kids and each of the kids had like 5 kids or something. And I thought they meant grandchildren, not grandchildren, great-grandchildren, or great-great-grandchildren. So it was a little misleading on that. And that was, I read that. And then, of course, it could have been they had adopted some kids and those kids had kids. I mean, the way that families work these days, you had to open the article to read it, so I did that, and I thought it was kind of interesting. There was a little video attached to it. I saw it on Facebook earlier. Excuse me, I'm just tired today. I'm trying not to be, but it happens. So, yeah, I hope in the future that I can do some more cookouts or barbecues and have some people over. I think we might have to replace the grate on the grill or something, because that might have been why some of the stuff got a little charred yesterday, not meaning to be, but it did. I've had that grill for several years. In the past 2 years, I've used it the most in the entire time I had it, so I don't know how to work the grill, but my husband is pretty good at it, so he knows how to start the grill and how to cook stuff. Sometimes things get too cooked, or, last year I think he had the problem with when you'd make like chicken or something where you couldn't tell if it was completely done. You thought it was, and then you'd have to put it back out there again. So this year, excuse me, he got one of those, it tests the temperature, the thermostat reader, or the word escapes me. Excuse me. So he's doing a better job this year with it, and yeah, that's good because we used the charcoal grill. I don't know. I think it might be better than excuse me, I think the video or the gas grills are good. I've had those, and the food on there is pretty good, but some people prefer the charcoal or the over the propane. I don't know. I have to try them both again to figure it out. I think I like charcoal if you get it like the meat cooked perfectly and not overcooked, but sometimes gas leaves that taste to it when you get close to the end of the tank of propane, I think. I don't know. It fills you up just the same, so, whatever your preference is. I think I saw somewhere that there was this grill that had, it was big, and on one side of it they had a propane tank, and on the other side of it they had charcoal. And then I think there was area either in between or off on one of the sides that had like burners. And if you wanted, gas cooking or propane, you could have it on one side. If you liked the charcoal, you could have it on the other. And if you're doing a big cookout, you could do twice as much meat, and you could cook your beans or whatever else you'd cook on top of the stove or whatnot on the burner next to it. But I think that thing was like over $500, and I don't remember where I saw it at. And then someone suggested to me that we get a fire pit to put in the backyard, which would be nice. I just don't know that I'd sit out there long enough or often enough for it to be worth anything. And that area is shaded in, although it was good if you're having a bunch of people over and you don't want to get sunburned, but the sun still can get through some a little bit. Let's see. Jamie made the joke about if you see the first responders or the fire department up the road, you know which house we live in. He never had to use a fire extinguisher, although because we were having a cookout, he grabbed the fire extinguisher we have in the house that, mind you, has never been used. We've never had it out there next to the grill because we've never used it before. I forgot we had one, and it just sat there. We never even used it, so that was good. Although one time the flames did come up really high on the grill, and that might be, too much of something, or it could have been the grease from the burgers, who knows. Like I said, I don't know how to work the grill all that much, so, yeah. Let's see, we had a lot of leftovers, and I had some chocolate cake left over, and I was like looking forward to it last night after everybody had left and we were putting stuff away, and I was like, ooh, chocolate cake, I can have a little bit. Even though I'd already had some outside, it was good, but I was like, let's put this in the fridge, it'll get nice and cold, and then I can have a little bit, and I can put some strawberries on it. But when we were putting stuff away last night, what happens? The chocolate cake, I give it to Jamie, I say, hold this, and he had it, and he stands there. All of a sudden, he's like, oh, what do I put it in? Where do I put it? I'm like, I don't know, just hold it for a minute. What does he do? He drops it. It goes all over the place. No more chocolate cake. I mean, the cake was, like, square. He described it, it looks like the perfect square brownie, because it wasn't huge. It wasn't even 8 by 8. It was probably just a little bit smaller, and it was a 3-layer chocolate fudge triple chocolate cake or something. I don't remember what kind, what the brand was. Well, we had that, and we had cheesecake, and we come in last night, and some of the lovely guests had brought some of the stuff up and put it on the counter and on top of the stove and whatnot, and we were putting stuff away. Well, as I'm putting stuff away and I'm finding containers to put them in, and after the cake incident, then I asked Jamie, I said, so how much of the cheesecake is left? And he says, none. And I said, oh, I'm sorry. I said, did you get any? He said, no. I said, well, do you want to go get one? Do you want to, run up to the store and get something? I said, because you didn't even get dessert. He says, no, I'm good. And so we continue to put stuff away, and he chows down on the watermelon last night, which I'm glad he did. It's really good watermelon, and we still have plenty left of it. Well, he goes to bed, because he has to, you know, get up for work in the morning. And I go in the kitchen and I'm full, you know, cleaning stuff up, trying to straighten up a little bit, because when we came in last night, I was really tired and I didn't feel like doing that. I go to the stove and I see a packaging for the cheesecake. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, he must have... Sorry, I have to grab my water. He must have left that sitting up there on the counter. What do you know? This is like after midnight. We had come upstairs carrying stuff up probably around 7-something last night. So, 7-something at night, and probably about 4:30 or 5 did we pull, it might have been closer to 5 or 5:30, did we pull out the desserts to bring outside. The cheesecake had been sitting outside. Well, I go to the stove to throw some stuff away, and what do I find? 3 pieces of cheesecake. I touched the top of the cheesecake thinking, you know, maybe if it's still cold I could put it in the fridge and could salvage it. I don't know. Well, it was like lukewarm, and I don't know. I mean, it would have maybe been okay if I tried to put it back in the fridge, but I didn't want him to get sick off of it, so I threw it away. But here I am thinking, okay, you pulled everything off the stove. How did you miss that? And I sort of felt bad about that. And I can tell you another thing. If you're out on the grill and you're cooking and you have hot dogs in a package and you don't cook them all and you let the other ones sit in the package too long, the underside of the hot dogs will change colors inside the package. The top part might look normal. I brought in some bun-length hot dogs last night, and I go to get ready to put them in the fridge, and I turn it over, and the whole other side of the hot dogs have turned gray. And I had been asking Jamie for over an hour when they were sitting next to the grill after he stopped cooking to take them upstairs because they're going to go bad. He's like, no, they'll be fine, they'll be fine. So now that was 4 hot dogs that were bad we had to get rid of. So, FYI, anybody cooking out, when they say discard or refrigerate after, follow those instructions. You don't want to be sick. So I'm glad I caught those before he put them in the fridge, and then we tried to cook them again, and yeah. I have a weird thing. Sometimes when I buy steaks, the steaks will be stacked on top of each other, and I pull one apart and the other one looks a little brown, and I always think sometimes I think it's bad, but it's been brought to my attention that it changes because you have 2 stacked on top of each other. A lot of times when I go to the store and I buy steak, I want my steak, well, not even a lot of the times, all the times, I want my steak to be red. That means it's fresh. That means it's good. I don't want it, where it's brown or gray. Brown usually indicates that it's been frozen before or something, or it might, I don't know if it means it's older. I don't know. That's just my feelings on it. What else? Just follow proper food handling instructions, and we threw out some vegetables yesterday that had been sitting out only because once you set the stuff out, it dries out, and if any flies go over it or anything like that, you don't want to bring that back in your house. So I made the platter, and I had backups of everything. I could have easily chopped more if we needed them. I was afraid we weren't going to have enough, and we had too much, so lesson learned. But then again, if I didn't have it out there and somebody wanted it, then I'd have to go all the way up the stairs and go make them, and yeah. So, alright, I'm going to leave you for now. This is a fairly lengthy video. Thanks for watching. Peace out. Bye. God bless you.